what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. So Paul Finebaum, analyst Paul Finebaum, he said Coach Prime is not really a good coach at all. He said he's nothing but a Hollywood created celebrity. We're going to talk about that. Stay tuned. Guys, please do me a favor. Before we get into this video, please give us a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, hit the bell notification so you can get updated on my latest content as it drops. All of that will be greatly appreciated by me. All right, so Paul Finebaum, he's an analyst. He had a lot to say about Coach Prime, and he said that, in year one, he said he bought into the hype and all that stuff. He said Coach Prime is not really, he said he's not a celebrity. Like, he said he's a celebrity, but he's just, he's not really all that as a coach. In fact, he said he did a less than stellar job, spectacular job, man. Paul Finebaum had a lot to say, man. So let me read this article and I'm going to give my thoughts on it. So it said, there may be a lot more recognizable faces across the entire college football landscape than Colorado football head coach Deion Sanders, who's heading into his second year at the helm of the Buffaloes program, following an illustrious career as one of the best football players and charismatic personalities in sports. All right. That's not bad, right? It's not bad. Okay. With the litany of changes happening across football, well, college football, having a star head coach could be advantageous for schools as a competitiveness of the game on and off the field has increased. But when college football analyst Paul Finebaum recently joined McElroy and Kubelik in the morning and discussed that tier of coaches, Sanders was not mentioned. All right, so there's a tier of coaches. Okay, I'm going to get into that. There is a tier of coaches. First of all, he's a celebrity. He's not a celebrity as a coach. To me, Deion is all about what he did previously. And I think that's why I gave him a lot of credit for calling himself Coach Prime, because that puts the emphasis on being a coach. Finebaum said, taking a jab at Sanders' nickname. Yeah, he did take a jab there. He said, but listen, he's an industry created coaching celebrity. Cole, what happened last year was generational, but it was mostly forced and created. And it was really, in many ways, illegitimate. Yeah, he's really popping it, right? I'm going to get into it in a second. So Colorado went 1-11 in 2022 before Sanders' arrival, who improved the team's record to 4-8 last season, following an offseason highlighted by a massive overhaul through the transfer portal. And while the Buffs' record wasn't necessarily impressive, Sanders' ability to draw attention to the program was, breaking a multitude of television viewership and attendance records while also inserting Colorado's football regularity into national dialogue last season. He's really never beat anyone of consequence. Man, he's popping it. But that didn't stop us from talking about it. And by the way, I'm guilty. This is what Paul Finebaum is saying. I was on one of those shows as you were, Finebaum said of Kubelik. But it felt surreal. And I never forget being asked. I think Stephen A. Smith asked me on on the second week of the season, hey, do you think they're a playoff team? I had a hard time answering with a straight face because I think he had just been out there and he believed in it, but that was never real. This offseason has resembled the last in Boulder, with 44 players transferring out of the program and 41 new faces joining the Buffaloes, with Colorado ranking at the top of On3's college football team transfer portal, and for the second consecutive season. Also facing new challenge as joining the Big 12 conference this upcoming season. It will be fascinating to see if Colorado can take another step in the right direction during the 2024 season, but maybe it's even more intriguing to see if Sanders' fame can be leveraged into long-term and an evolving college football landscape. And this is the last thing he said here, Paul Finebaum. He said, it's just a matter of being honest. I don't consider him a great coach at all. He's a Hollywood created celebrity primarily because what he did in other walks of life, namely playing football. But I mean, he disappeared for a long time. We didn't really know what he was up to, and quite frankly, his performance as a coach has been less than spectacular, Finebaum concluded. All right, so what Paul Finebaum is saying is basically he's just a celebrity. And a lot of people are buying into the hype because he's a celebrity and he's not really a coach. And he said what he did was less than spectacular. Well, let me go back to, yes, he is a celebrity. He is Hollywood. He is a celebrity. I mean, he's been a celebrity since he was playing football in the NFL. He went on to the Hall of Fame. He played baseball. Yes, he is a celebrity, and a lot of it was Hollywood, but he created his own celebrity. He really did. He knew how to work the media. This is when he was a player. And so, yeah, he is a celebrity turned coach. I mean, he really is. But is he really a coach, though? That's my question to you. Do you guys think he's really a coach? My answer is yes. I'm going to tell you why. The first 2 years at Jackson State, I mean, was that an accident that he won so many games? That wasn't an accident. He actually was a good coach. He did well coaching at Jackson State. They went to 2 bowl games, even though they lost the bowl games, but they won conference titles. And then he went on to Boulder. Now, Boulder was very challenging. I think Boulder would have been challenging for any coach. Any coach. You could take Nick Saban going in there, he would have a problem. Why? Because they're considered a Power 5 team, but they didn't have Power 5 players. You know, I mean, I'm being honest here. They had a lot of problems on that team, and they've had a lot of problems for more than a decade now. So any coach, even Lincoln Riley would have went in there and had problems. But Lincoln Riley went to USC and already had a foundation already built already. So, and just like the coach that went to Alabama to take over for Nick Saban, he shouldn't have too rough of a time this upcoming season because the foundation is already there. Alabama is Alabama. I don't know if it's going to be the same Alabama because Coach Saban is not there. I don't think it's going to be the same, but he's still going to have to carve out his own way, even though he's at Alabama. But I think if Coach Prime, if you switch places, he would be really, really successful at Alabama because the foundation is already laid. He's at a institution where the foundation still has to be laid. And they're in year 2 of still building that foundation. The foundation is not fully solidified yet. They have a lot of key components. And obviously, Travis Hunter and Deion Sanders is the cornerstones of that foundation right now. But they're going to have to go find some new cornerstones. They may have some in-house already. So even year 3 is going to be problematic a little bit because they're still in the foundation year. I would say you have to grade him by year 4 or year 5. That's when you start grading Coach Prime because Shedeur is not going to be there. How is he going to do then? Then I would say grade him as a coach. I think it's still too early to grade him as a coach. I mean, we still have the footage from Jackson State, but people don't consider Jackson State coaching really, even though it is. Football is football. He did a great job there. When he first took over, they started winning. I mean, they did have the COVID year, but they're still winning though. They still went to the conference title twice, bowl game twice. That stuff counts for something. He's not just, yes, he's a celebrity, but this article was meant to downplay what he's actually doing. Yeah, a lot of the hype that came in with the team, it is because of his celebrity and who he is. It is. But when you look at what he did at Jackson State as a coach, you can't ignore that. So that's what I'm saying there. Paul Finebaum, he's entitled to his opinion, even though I think he was taking a dig here. He was really popping it in that interview. He really was. He was popping his collar and he was popping it. A lot of this is going to change if they start winning. If they win this year, let's say if they go 10-2, all this will be out the door. But they'll come up with something else. I don't know what it's going to be yet. But you got to be fair and realistic here, though. He took over a 1-11 team. And how long do you think realistically it's going to take to turn around a 1-11 team? That's what I'm asking you guys right now. How long do you think it'll take? Do you think it'll take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4? I would say we have to judge this in a 5-year increment and see after the 5th year, what was he able to accomplish at Colorado if he decides to stay that long. But that's just my opinion on it. But Paul Finebaum said that he did a less than spectacular job. Let me just say this. Any coach around the country would have did a less than spectacular job with that team. The team has been losing for over a decade. I don't care what coach you bring in there. They would have to literally revamp that roster. Any coach. Now, if he had took over USC and then they only won 4 games, then you could say he did a less than spectacular job because that foundation is already laid, like I said before. If he took over Alabama and they kept their core players and he only won 3 games or 4, then you could say he did a less than spectacular job. But Colorado, let's face it, I don't even know why they were still considered Power 5. But that's just my take on it. But he did a lot of successful things with the economy, the local economy there. Yeah, a lot of it was a part of his celebrity. He's a celebrity. We all know he's a celebrity. But as far as the tiers of coaches, that's what I was going to mention. I almost forgot. There are tiers of coaches. And, you have the Alabamas out there, the Georgias out there, the South Carolinas, or whatever the case is, the Florida states. You do have tiers, but he's knocking on the door of those tiers. Remember, I said it. Guys, drop your comment below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next show. Take care. Thanks for watching, guys. But before you go, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also hit the bell notification so you can get updated on my latest content as it drops. If you have any video ideas, feel free to leave a comment below. Take care.